So I found a comfortable way to write my book and do it with as much ease as possible. First thing I need, music. Second thing, a website called speechnotes.co. I'm going to read my excerpt from my book. I'm going to read it right now. Then it was there. Cyan was walking all about beside him and his friend Mio and his sensei Tion. They were enjoying the sweetness of the day, walking all about. Fierce nature outstretched to the sun, and the cold winter breeze gave sense of hospitality. People, sight, society, merchants. Fantastic was beyond temptation. Walk, talk, authenticize. That's your job as a creature of Gaia, said Tion. It was drained and used and drenched and ill. That's how we felt. This burden was more than you could bear, but bear it he did. The enormous men trot from the... They couldn't tear their eyes away, lavish in their team. They protruded themselves clean with blue armor, as if came from a dream. The Knights of Augustus, Mio remarks, as if they were shells driving a thick coated armor made from the divine, riding a horse, flashing through space, fearing nothing. Cyan was new to this state. He was mysterious. He never went out and completely told you he was. His history was unknown to himself, but very much known. This is why people found interest in communicating with Cyan. The knights came further to speak with Cyan. Augustus would like to speak to you at his wine and dine. Beers, meals, and women in the fun, oh my, isn't that beyond temptation? The nerves danced in his chest, churning to and fro before letting it all rest in the cold existence. As if fire and water, an endeavor dancing polarity. Mio, it's a shame how he first met Cyan. But once it was there, it haunted him week by week. There wasn't a reason for it. He was mystified by Cyan. Bang! The door was kicked open, and Cyan came bursting out, shouting, "Woo! Hi, Grandma."
Who are you talking to?
I'm reading an excerpt from my book to people. A loud noise that would only jar someone from their sleep. If they took another step, they would collapse. The sight of living corpses dancing, shuffling below the antique and blazing building. At just the most remarkable chill down Cyan's spine. The manner in which you have brought upon yourself in my hospitality of late has caused me to utterly feel comfortable and has resulted in my happiness and appointed with you. Augustus said out of his loud voice, in the midst of the dancing room beside the bar, the raging dancers and the warm and comforting fire in the fireplace, all together with a beautiful Roman-like decor. Mio and Tan and Cyan all decided to go for the invitation, walking towards the front where Augustus sat on his throne. Augustus and his helpers around him were known as his subordinate imperators, much like the Senate, but more common and hilarious. Cyan was like a shy mouse in front of a huge teacher. Instead of them being driven by the crowd drove the men. The main theme of this dance, this party embodied mystery, tragedy, devotion, divinity, and so on. Augustus greeted Cyan and his acquaintances. The swiftness of his hand as he patted his shoulder, the light, and the smile on his face as if he was looking at his own reflection. That was but a tease, the flower of remembrance reborn, easily written with speech notes, and it only pushes me forward to write more. That's my motivation.